All right, walking down the street in Albania here, and I'm gonna talk to you guys about if you want to travel, if you have interests in going to other countries, going on adventures, being a modern day Christopher Columbus or Ferdinand Magellan like me. This video is for you. So if you know, a lot of people do want to travel. They want to go to other countries, you know, and if you just save, you know, a few $1,000s, you know, you can do that, you know, even if you don't have like a work abroad or work wherever job like me. You know, you can still go, you know, take a vacation in another month, in another country, if you are able to do something like save $1,000, or sorry, $3,000 or so. And you know, not touring another country, but actually living in another country. 3 weeks is about the minimum to get the right effect. Really changes your perspective on shit, okay? So it's really valuable. It's like a way to very quickly accumulate worldly wisdom, because you go through a slight culture shock, and then your brain then understands and sees the world from a different way, because when you go to other countries, what they believe and what they do is not what you believe and what you do and what you grew up thinking. So the way that they think, it's, you know, the values of their cultures and stuff, it's not what you will grow up to think, you know, this is the way the world is. And so it really challenges those beliefs that you know, were born and raised with. And then you start, it's a big part of, you know, thinking for yourself. It makes you start, it basically forces you to start thinking for yourself more, because you become aware, almost like, you know, taking psychedelic mushrooms or something like that. You become aware, like, whoa, like so much stuff was taught to me as being the way things are, or being, you know, true, but that's not the way it is. It's just a matter of perspective, and you experience it hardcore with your eyes in a way that you can't deny. So that's why it has that big effect on your brain like that. So every country that I go to, it's like it opens up a new world to me. It gains me a lot of worldly intelligence, wisdom, and I feel different for the rest of my life afterwards. You know, every country that I, you know, at least spend 3 or 4 weeks in living in. Anyways, the reason why a lot of people you know, don't get to live out their dreams with doing that kind of thing, living in other countries and traveling like that, is because they're waiting on someone else to do it with them. And I think that if you take that approach, you're going to end up with quite a lot of feelings of, I missed out in your life, you know, when it comes to an end, or when you get older, or when you lose those opportunities to be able to make choices, like, you know, doing exactly what you want. You know, I mean, what are you even alive for in the first place, right? Like, you want to make your story. So I remember that I used to kind of have like hang-ups that were taught to me about, like, oh, well, I have to have, you know, my life follow this path, you know, I have to in order to like be good and to find meaning in it, or to be valuable or something, I have to, you know, like go to the college, and if I didn't do that, then I was, you know, really fucked, and you know, more worthless or something like that. And then, you know, I needed to get a certain, you know, a good job, and you know, if you're a doctor, then you're more worth than if you're you know, a grocery bagger or something like that, you know, and you know, really having a really rigid structure on like the value of the individual based on things like that. And you know, like having that, like this plan or values of not me but someone else, you know, dictating, you know, how do you have a successful life, how do you, you know, plan your life and have it go good. But it really had nothing to do with me and what I thought. It just had to do with, you know, you're born into this world and what does the world value. And really the only thing that, I mean, I value making my story the way that I want it to be, you know. It's my life. And so for me, not doing what, you know, I want to do with my life is the thing that scares me the most. You know, having not done it, having not paid attention to my gut feelings, and having, you know, lived my life and feeling like I missed out, or at you know, at the end, you know, being like, fuck, you know, I wanted to do those things, I wanted to be those things, I wanted to have gone to those places, or, you know, been that guy, but, you know, I didn't do it because I was scared or something, or didn't have the confidence to do it or something. That's, you know, my fears. So, you know, there was a point when I was about 24 years old or so where I really had a perspective shift. And at that point, I really kind of grabbed my life by the horns and started really living it the way that I wanted to. It was really like right when I was turned about 24 years old or so, and started just, you know, making it what I wanted it to be, instead of, you know, having that feeling where you feel like you don't know what to do and you're kind of frozen because you don't know like what the right choice is or something like that for how to live your life. You know, because I can relate to that. Before that age, I felt like that. But once I did, like, that was the turning point for me, about right when I was 24. And I made that decision, you know, that I wasn't going to be a psychologist, you know, in my senior year of college, and that I was going to start, you know, I decided I'm going to learn how to make my income on the internet instead. And at that point, ever since then, the values of the people around me have, and you know, what they wanted me to be, or what they wanted my life to be, or what they would think would be like successful or something like that, became less and less of worth to me ever since then, since that point. So I just realized that if you want to have the life that you want, no one is going to make any effect on that except for yourself. So you really have to like do it. You have to like take full responsibility and do it, or else it's not going to happen. And so that's, I mean, you know, I travel to a lot of these places by myself, and, you know, I know that a lot of people, you know, would think, you know, like, oh, you go and live in a different country and you don't even know anyone there? Like, how is that possible? You know, you'd just be too nervous and too scared. And I mean, do I still have feelings of nervousness when I do stuff like that? Which is pretty normal for me to do stuff like that. And the answer is yeah, but not crippling nervousness at all. I mean, the first time I did it, I was more nervous. But it, you know, if I waited for, you know, to find other people to do it with me, or if I needed to know someone who was already there before I did it, stuff like that, then I wouldn't be able to live my dream. I wouldn't be able to live the life that, you know, I have envisioned in my head, the story. I wouldn't be able to pursue my story, you know, full force. If I did that, the only one who's gonna make, you know, my story complete, who's gonna make me feel like at the end of my life or when I'm older, etc., like, okay, like you did what you wanted to, you got what you wanted out of your life. Because it's you know, it goes by fast, you know, your life goes by fast and you get older fast, really. You know, even at 31 years old now, you know, life has gone by really fast, and it keeps on speeding up every year. So let me see. So I mean, yeah, there's only one person who's going to make it happen, and it's you. So whatever your fears are, you know, you just got to start accelerating, like start moving, like gain momentum and just do it, like dive in, you know. Like an object that's already moving is harder to stop than an object that is not, that is at rest, you know. If an object is at rest, it's harder to get it moving. So if you can just start, you know, kind of like making steps towards what you want to do and towards living the life that you imagine for yourself in your head, it helps a lot to get yourself moving. And then when the time is right, you know, you just dive in. That's how it is for me, you guys. You know, no matter how uncomfortable something is, or if it may make me nervous a little bit or something like that to do it, I'm just gonna do it. Like, there is a sense of excitement or a sense of thrill in the unknown, doing things that have risk to them or unknown, you don't know what's going to happen, etc. There is a sense of excitement, and that in itself can be a very fun feeling to feel. It can be thrilling. So yeah, if you want to travel, my advice would be to not wait for other people to do it with you, because that's a hang up that a lot of people have that prevent them from going to the places they want to go to. And you know, if you want to do it, just, you know, it's okay to do it by yourself. You know, it's not going to be like horrible, especially if it's only like a month or something. You know, you can get through a month of doing anything pretty much. And then yeah, the other thing is just that, you know, if you want to live the life that you want, like, you've got to make it happen for yourself and be fully committed to it. And to just, like, as far as like getting over some of those fears and everything, if you can just get the ball rolling a little bit and like get moving, then it's easier, you know. Like, if you just say like, okay, as far as like getting in the roller coaster, you know, like, okay, you know, I'll just go sit in the seat. I'll sit in the seat. But once you're strapped in and it's like, it starts moving, you know, and you're kind of picking up momentum there, you're already strapped